So, happy Tuesday, everybody. If it's Tuesday, it must be time for Bossy Girl TV. And as you can see, I'm coming to you from the car today because I'm out on the road, not driving at the moment. But I wanted to pop in and quickly talk to you about a very interesting topic that just came up in a panel discussion that I was attending. And it was interesting actually for me today because the discussion was around being authentic in business, and social media came up quite a lot, and sometimes in a somewhat of a negative way. And so it was interesting for me as somebody who works in social media to go through the feelings that I had around, oh, does that mean people are over social media, or have they become very cynical about social media? Do people feel like social media is not as relevant for them anymore? And it was a really interesting journey for me to go on emotionally while I was listening to this panel discussion. But what I came away with was actually really interesting and really useful, because it almost raised the question, is social media dead? And the answer, I think, is going to be different for everybody, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. It ties in with the question I get a lot from people, which is that, you know, a lot of people have become so cynical about social media because they feel so overwhelmed with the amount of information that's out there, and it's not helped by the fact that there are so many gurus telling you that, you know, you just need my program and you'll make 7 figures like I'm making, and you have to do this certain thing in this particular way for it to work for you. And what I wanted to talk to you about was that I think that's drivel, actually, and that will offend some people, but that's okay. What I think we need to get back to is that social media isn't going anywhere, number one. In some sense, yes, we do all need to be using it for our business, but that's not going to look the same for everybody, and it might be completely overwhelming because a lot of us are being heavily influenced by what these supposed gurus are saying we should do. There's a lot of feeling of things that we should do, and that's what was interesting about this discussion about being authentic in business, is that we have to ditch the word should out of our vocabulary around anything to do with our business. If we want to show up as ourselves, we have to decide what's right for us, and what we really need is a way to be guided through all of this stuff that's out there about what we should be doing when it comes to social media. So, it's part of what I want to help you understand for yourselves, is that there are people who aren't trying to bombard you with more information about making you feel bad if you're not keeping up with the latest trend, and if you're not doing what you think you should be doing based on what you see other people doing. What I want to help you understand is that it's going to be so different for each of you, and how your involvement unfolds on social media will depend a lot on your personality and your level of comfort around different aspects of sharing who you are, and what your past experiences have been with social media or other social media advice, what your level of influence is from other people around you who are saying that you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And it's so different for each of us. It's like every other aspect of your business, but for a lot of people it seems to be completely overwhelming, because unlike other parts of their business which they may be more sure about, there's a huge level of uncertainty around, well, it doesn't feel right for me, but maybe I should be doing that because someone else is telling me that's what I need to be doing. So I just wanted to give you this message today that what's right for you is going to be very different than what's right for anybody else, even someone else doing what looks on paper to be like exactly the same business as yours. So don't fall for the trap of even the advice that I give you. Take it with a grain of salt based on what feels right for you. Don't even listen to me and say, oh, I need to be doing everything Michelle's telling me to be doing, because that may not sit well with you. It might not be right for you and your journey in your business and your clients and what you're trying to get out of social media. So what I would encourage all of you to do is find the someone, whether it's me or someone else, find somebody that you feel actually understands who you are and what you're trying to achieve and can guide you through this process. It's not a case of being told you should do this or you should do that. It's finding someone who's actually going to guide you towards what feels right for you, what level of involvement, what level of commitment, what style of message, what type of delivery, where it goes, who you're talking to, what you're trying to say. It's all so individual that nobody can tell you. You need to be doing this and posting that many times a day and talking to people on that platform, because it may or may not be right for you. And some of you will be able to take this message I'm giving you and go, oh, great, okay, so I can run with that and I can work out based on that what I need to do, what feels right for me. But, if you want more help, if you want somebody to help guide you through this process, drop me a question anytime. I'm happy to help wherever I can. Please come over and join the Bossy Girls Social Club, because that's what that group's for. It's for finding out what your style is and finding out who you are and finding out what feels right on social media and asking all of the questions that you're too afraid to ask anywhere else. Please come join us and ask the questions. I just want to help you feel confident and comfortable, and it's got to be sustainable. One of the things that I see the most often from people is that they've tried to keep up with all the shiny objects around them and they've tried it another way. And one of the things that came out of the panel discussion today, which really struck home with me, was that one of the panelists said that for a couple of years she tried with social media to do her, but based on what someone else was telling her. So it was kind of like the real her molded to be a version of what they said she should be doing. And I thought that's completely unsustainable, and that's where people end up cynical and disappointed and just let down. And I don't want that for any of you. Social media has its place, but it's not the be all and end all. I will never tell you that it is, but it can be an amazing part of your business if you get the right people around you to just help you weed your way through all of the crap that's out there and just find what's right for you. So to answer my own question from the heading, no, I don't believe social media is dead, but I believe what is dead, hopefully, is the BS version of it, the preconceived, pre-scheduled, predetermined, strategized, shiny version of social media. I think the time has come for us to be much more ourselves and much more, let people see who you really are, because that's how they're going to decide if they want to work with you. If who you are and how you are and what you're saying and doing is all goes together, then people can see that that's the real you, because you're not pretending one thing and saying on another platform something totally different, and then they meet you in person and you're totally different again. We all have to get comfortable with being seen, warts and all, if you like. So even when I tell my lovely ladies in Bossy Girls Social Club about, if you're going to have a regular Facebook Live show, for example, that it's you just a little bit polished, that's still not me saying you need to be a certain way, because that's us discovering together what that looks like for you and finessing that, because that particular video series has a particular purpose. So it's about understanding that you need the right guidance from the right group of people who have your best interests at heart and have your back and aren't just going to tell you something based on that's the new fad and the new trend and they can make a quick buck doing it. So it's all I wanted to say. It was just, it brought up a lot of things today from the panel discussion. It was great. And, I want to, I just want to reinforce for all of you that being authentic, which is such a bandied about word these days, really just means that you have to feel like it's sustainable for you. It has to be something you're so comfortable doing that it's exciting, that it's an experiment, that you're always trying new things, but all the new things you're trying feel comfortable for you and relate to who you are and how you want to be with people. So anyway, rant over, I guess. Today was a bit ranty, but please, please, please come and join the Bossy Girls Social Club, because the conversation will continue over there. It's a fantastic group of people and it's a really interesting conversation. It's one I think we need to have. and I hope you come and join us, and we will continue the conversation over there. Anyway, I'm out. I will see you next Tuesday. Have a fantastic week, everybody, and we will see you next week. Bye.